Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. Right, we're obviously going to talk about the 7.4 offer, but before I say anything, this is a clip from my live stream from about 2 days ago. I would have expected it to be out already. To be honest, I kind of half expect them to make a mistake and send it out to pretty much everyone. I'm just saying that there. And well, here we are. Call me Nostradamus. Now, honestly, it was obviously fairly obvious prediction because when it comes to Kabam, again, we have few more lines to add here with everything that has happened recently. But with their track record, obviously, that was not such an wild impossibility that is exactly how it would go down. So for those of you who are unaware, just a brief recap of this situation. So Kabam decided to bring back 7.4 completion offer for those people who had completed 7.4 and chose not to purchase it because of the Paragon title announcement and because how much of a fuss it kind of kicked off, and because if you're free-to-play player, basically you had to get this offer in order to be Paragon. Since time travel is impossible and reverting, going back in time and getting this offer in order to become Paragon by the time of the launch of the title was not an option, they chose to bring back this offer, which in the first place is already fairly bad state of affairs in the game where you have to purchase 10,000 unit offer in order to become Paragon. Because not everybody grinds the units or hoards the units, and if they are free to play, that means that there is quite a lot of arena involved in this situation. But we already had the discussion, I'm not going to revisit it, but at large, I'm definitely extremely displeased with the way Paragon title is being rolled out, especially for free-to-play players. So they decided to bring it back, and they promised it to be brought back before May the 4th. And they brought it back on the May the 4th, but whenever everybody asked why the offer is not yet appearing, leading up to that time, Kabam simply commented, "We want to make sure we get this right." They said, "We're not releasing this offer early because there's still plenty of work to be done to make sure that people who already purchased this offer do not get it again." So what happens is, obviously, as soon as the offer drops, it's available not only to the people that were meant to receive it. It was also available to people who had already purchased and to people who shouldn't even be remotely able to see this offer, like to uncollected and cow players. Then they bring it down, take it down, and then they re-enable to all Thronebreaker and above players again. And that leads 4 groups of players. Everybody is aware of the 3 groups of players, but that immediately created 4 groups of players, basically. So number 1, there are people who picked up this offer 2 times. When they completed Act 7 and yesterday. Also leads up to a group of players who picked it up the first time, didn't pick up this time because they didn't have the units. Fair enough, they picked it up once. Now we have the 3rd group of players who didn't pick up it the first time, but got to pick it up now. And then we have 4th group of players, which nobody mentions, who couldn't pick it up the first time, and unfortunately are unable to pick it up this time around as well. And those people are probably the ones that needed to be looked out for the most. You see, in theory, this should not have caused as much of an issue as it did. But the fact that these are not earnable rewards, and it involves quite a lot of either grind and preparation or money, obviously just further widens the gap. So Kabam was all over the place here. We can see their updates. So we are re-enabling this offer to all summoners that are Thronebreakers, again creating the group of people who could purchase it 2 times. Then they're still further trying to figure out what to do. And finally, they are set on bringing this offer back the 3rd time. 3rd time's a charm. I don't know, maybe. Not with Kabam, probably, but hey, you never know. But the funny thing is, and after yesterday, as far as Kabam is concerned and quote-unquote game economy or game balance, they're back to square one. Because on May 18th, they will be once again yet attempting to bring back this offer only for people who didn't purchase it the very first time, in order to make sure that every player who has completed Act 7 has had a chance to purchase this offer twice. Now, whether they will get this right is, again, as far as I'm concerned, a coin toss. Because, again, just to remind their track record, and this is virtually like last 7 to 10 days of huge errors and huge mistakes and shady crap from Kabam. Do I believe they will get this right? Yeah. I do think that there is a higher probability that they get this right, because they effectively have 2 extra weeks. 2 extra weeks to try and get right. But a lot of people forget that they already had the 2 extra weeks, or nearly 2 weeks, for this announcement. So this is definitely going to be quite interesting to observe. I kind of feel like I should start some sort of betting line where I can take in bets whether Kabam is gonna screw this up again or not. And it is so messed up, incompetent, inept, that, you know, it always balances in between the line of everybody should get pissed off, or everybody should just start laughing their asses off about this freak clown show that is running this game. Because at this point, there is no better way how to comment on it. And I'll be brutally honest, my own kind of assessment of this company varies basically day to day, also partially on what type of mood I'm in. Because one day I wake up and I view them as, you know, corporate, greedy, evil incarnate, based on some decisions that they make. And then the next day I wake up and I view them as quite literal circus, where Dumbo is learning to fly, and there is Kabam Mike trying to balance on a ball, juggling some bowling pins or something. Because that is how they come across. I'm very sorry. You can't get in the middle there. And I'm sorry again to all the white knights saying Kabam is trying their best or whatever. There are only 2 possibilities here. Either a lot of this stuff is on purpose, because make no mistake, Kabam making this mistake made a crap ton of money yesterday. And this is one of those mistakes that resulted in significantly increased revenue for them. So, people really do need to pick the opinion here. Either they are the most incompetent gathering of freak show clowns in the history of mobile gaming, or they are sinister evil geniuses. It's not in the middle. I do assume that there are some fine folks working in that company. I do assume that there are some beautifully talented people employed, but I don't assume that there are many of them. And I do think that they are unfortunately outnumbered, and they do not have too much sway over the company. Because, yeah, the game has great graphics department. Yes, you know, the game does well in a few other aspects. But when it comes to the technical execution, it's kind of like we're dealing with a blind basketball players here. You just shoot the ball in the general direction and have no clue whether it's gonna even remotely touch the net. It's baffling. It really takes me for a loop, because I'm fairly reasonable, rational, logical human being, and I like to break things down. And when it comes to Kabam, my brain just short circuits. It really cannot reasonably, logically comprehend whether we are dealing with most sinister evil geniuses in the history of gaming, or we are dealing with a trained seal that will do tricks for fishes. And again, I went from laughing my ass off to mad to laughing my ass off to mad. I mean, in this rate, these guys are probably gonna get me go back to church because somebody needs to pray for them. Somebody needs to pray for them. These people need Jesus and fast. So let's wait and see for May the 18th. Let's wait and see for May the 18th. Let me know what you guys think. Is it evil, sinister doing, or is it just a freak show? I'll catch you guys soon. See ya.
Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about